Alright, and we're going to talk about a couple different things here. And actually, let me pull up the notebook. We'll start a new page in the notebook here. And we're going to call it, this new page in the notebook is called How to Appreciate It. How do you spell appreciate? There we go. How to appreciate it, alright? Now, it's kind of a vague title, I understand. But let's start somewhere, okay? D4 bad, right? Am I right? Come on, can I get a what the fuck ever in chat for that, right? You know, fucking true. Am I right? D4 not so bad, to be honest. D4 is not so bad at all. I play D4, I play PoE 2, you know. I appreciate both of the games. I just personally think that D4 is just a better package. Like if you were to gift it to somebody, like I said before in the last video, if you were to wrap it up in gift wrap and give it to someone, I think it would be a better gift as a package, right? Maybe not D4 right at launch. You know, maybe like Season of Blood, or even now, like Season of Witchcraft's pretty fun, right? It's okay. It's basically just a different version of the vampire powers, right? But now it's witch flavored. But I still think it's fun. You know, I bought the expansion. I've been having fun with that. I've been slowly playing through it. You know, I really like the aesthetic of D4. I think D4 did a good job of balancing between the D2 art style and the happy-go-lucky D3 art style, right? Diablo Immortal. But I do see where a lot of, you know, the gripes that people have with it. I do see where they come from, and I do understand them. And there's a lot of the stuff that I feel too that is very similar to what other people feel. But my point being is that Wuwa and Genshin have the same issue, right? They have the same thing where, like, PoE 2 is what people expected and or wanted from D3 or D4. And Wuwa is what people expected and or wanted from Genshin Impact ever since 1.0. So I see a lot of similarities between the two, but I want to talk about how we can appreciate the things that we have, maybe between all of them, and not have to complain or whine about why this one sucks or is trash or this one's fucking so much better, please jerk me off, woo-wah. But, you know, like, there's ways to appreciate what we have in, like, Genshin Impact. You know, there's ways to appreciate what we have in PoE 2. And I think there's also ways to appreciate the games as they are, or as they can be, from the developers. I think we need to stop worrying about, like, we as consumers, right? I think we need to stop worrying about, like, or wasting energy on trying to change the games of these the trying to change what the company is doing to the game, right? So what I had to do personally to get out of the angry train rut that I was in for, like, Genshin Impact, right? Because I was so mad at Genshin Impact for doing this or doing that with Natlan, because Natlan was pretty trash, right? So I had to find a new hobby. I just found a new hobby for a little while. I just picked something else up for a bit, you know? I went and did woodworking. I went and messed with a couple different types of engines. And I was never like that. I was, like, you know, like, I was always frilly, so I never really did that type of stuff. I always worked on, like, the most working on stuff I did was on computers, like, as far as, like, dissecting and putting back together type stuff. And, but because I picked up woodworking and I really got into it, I was able to, you know, essentially sit there and fantasize and dream about playing these aspects of these games that I know exist in the games that I play, and be happy that I can go back and play them as soon as I figure this out, as soon as I do what I'm doing right here at hand. And because I'm able to daydream and fantasize about these experiences for hours and hours at a time, I'm able to go back to it and actually enjoy those things and not be hindered by all of these other little minute things that really piss you off, right? Excuse me. Hold on, I need to take a drink of this. But basically, I'm not telling you what to do, right? I'm just telling you what helped me with my rut in the angry video game space. So picking up woodworking helped me really appreciate it. I was able to come back to it, and I was able to really appreciate those things. And it also helped me open my mind towards other games as well. Because while I was out there doing all that stuff, I was listening to YouTube videos talking about, like Asmongold fucking talking so highly of PoE 2, or like Tectone talking so highly of ZZZ. I was able to pick up these other games, and I was able to, open my mind to other stuff and allow myself to get certain aspects of other games that I wasn't getting through other games that I'm now understanding, if that makes sense. So I think pulling yourself back a little bit and getting off the hate train for a bit, not necessarily to board a love train. Now, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm saying just get off the caboose a little bit, just step off, wait at the train station for a little bit, wait, maybe you might have a conversation with someone you didn't know. It might be fun. But what you really need to think about is how we as consumers are seen by a lot of these companies, by how picky we can be, or by how frustrated we are. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated. It's just that when we are so frustrated, right, and we're acting out and we're essentially, punching holes in the metaphorical sheetrock on the internet, we don't know, they're not going to listen to us. They might compromise with us and add this or that we did want, but they're not going to listen to us. I mean, Woowa's a different case because of how hard they get glazed by everybody, right? So they're going to listen because they're like, everyone loves us, so we got to listen. But, there's other aspects where it's like Genshin. They don't fucking listen, right? Tectone just put out that video about the Teletubby bullshit, which is fucking funny. I think that's dope, but I don't play Tears of Thymane or whatever the fuck it's called. Tears of the Thyroid, I don't remember. But allowing ourselves to get off the train for a bit and sit back and take a seat and just enjoy the view of what games are out there will allow you to appreciate more games than you thought you could, if that makes sense. So really, just think about what I said, and I'm not telling you to take it to heart. I'm just saying, just think about it. Think about getting a new hobby. Think about devoting some time elsewhere. It might be fun. And I think if you devote time elsewhere, you'll be able to appreciate certain aspects, Now, D4 in PoE 2, right? D4 is nowhere near as elaborate and intricate and in-depth as PoE 2. But D4 is just, it's there. Like, there it is. It's like when you take a shit and you're done, there it is. There's your shit, right? But PoE 2 is still ever evolving. They're not there yet. We can't sit here and praise it for everything that we want it to be when it's not done yet. Woowa. They've only been out for, what did that comment say on the other video? They said, so it's been less than a year or whatever for Woowa. Yeah, that makes sense. But if we're going to be so pushy and picky and frustrated with other things and make our voices so loud that people only have the choice to listen to us, it's really going to devalue the things that we cherish and we try to appreciate, if that makes sense. And I know I've been everywhere on here. It's my ADD. I'm everywhere. But I'm sure there's other people that think like that, right? There's other people that think like me, I think.